Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. So today I wanted to talk about AI a little bit, specifically with Disney, along with another story I'll get to. But first, DIY Disney, the company is exploring AI so fans can make content from Disney stories. Basically, Disney has given people permission to use AI of their characters, which I was pretty shocked by considering how protective they are of their brands and their characters. Personally, I think that they're just trying to get people to promote for them while also getting free labor, but I'll get into it. Before I get into today's topic though, I want to talk about my comic, which is currently available on Amazon. It's called Shadow Paradox, and it's about a man who lives in a post-apocalyptic wasteland that's crawling with monsters, so he travels back in time to stop the monster apocalypse from ever happening. It's fully colored and 78 pages of story, so if you like science fiction, adventure, and mystery, check it out. I'd really appreciate it. But with that out of the way, let's get back to the video. So the article starts off with, fans tired of waiting for the next Frozen sequel or the next chapter in the Star Wars saga may soon have new ways to engage with those worlds by creating their own content using Disney's IP. That was a tantalizing hint Disney CEO Bob Iger dropped during an earnings call Thursday, as he described how the company is exploring ways to make the Disney Plus subscription-based streaming service more interactive and customizable for users. While Iger stopped short of making any formal announcements, he suggested Disney is in discussions with artificial intelligence companies about tools that could allow subscribers to generate and share their own content built from Disney-owned stories. So again, that's pretty wild. These are the same people who would go after a person for using Winnie the Pooh, but he's wearing a little red shirt, because Winnie the Pooh is in the public domain. However, Disney's take on the character, the one where he's wearing that little red shirt, that is not in public domain. But now they're proposing using AI to generate their own characters and stories. It goes on to say the AI is going to give us the ability to provide users of Disney Plus with a much more engaged experience, including the ability for them to create user-generated content, Iger said. Disney Plus declined to offer any additional details about what form these new creative tools might take, or which tech companies were involved in the negotiations. Meanwhile, AI remains a concern in many parts of the entertainment industry, with many companies, including Disney, engaged in lawsuits against AI players for copyright infringement. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I really don't know where Iger is coming from here, because this seems like a huge can of worms, and goes against everything we've seen from Disney up until this point. A lot of people are concerned about AI stealing jobs from people, especially in the creative fields, like art and movies and so on, but I do think that in this case it probably has something to do with promotion and free labor. Instead of creating their own promotions, they're going to have people just create AI promotions for them. But I digress, let's continue on. Iger acknowledged this tension on the earnings call. The CEO said the company's conversations with potential AI partners are focused on enabling new forms of fan engagement and guarding against uses that could dilute or misuse Disney IP. I would be interested in learning how they plan on doing that, but it doesn't look like they gave too much information at this point. It's obviously imperative for us to protect our IP with this new technology, Iger said. In what way though? A little elaboration would be appreciated. The trend towards increased interactivity. Disney isn't alone in trying to rethink the boundaries between audiences and the entertainment they consume. At the recent TechCrunch Disrupt conference in San Francisco, Netflix's chief technology officer, Elizabeth Stone, offered her own look at a future shaped by deeper user engagement. The future of entertainment is likely to be even more personalized, even more interactive, even more immersive, Stone said during an onstage conversation with TechCrunch editor-in-chief Connie Loizos. In addition to games and social media videos, one of Netflix's most talked about experiments in this direction arrives next year. Stone said viewers of the classic talent competition Star Search reboot will be able to cast votes directly from the TVs or phones, influencing which contestants advance or do not. So I guess they're going to have you vote on the AI videos, which one you like best. I think that's what they're saying. I understand wanting to keep audiences engaged, but I think they should be doing that with their storytelling. I'm just very skeptical of this whole AI thing they're trying to pull off. But let's move on. Younger audiences and deal-making climate drive quests for interactivity. This engagement layer sits on top of Netflix's vast library of films and TV series, but platform leaders increasingly see passive watching as only part of the picture. I remember Netflix used to have some programming that was like kind of like a choose your own adventure, where they basically made a game out of their TV series, like that Black Mirror Bandersnatch show they had. But this seems to be a different thing entirely. Younger audiences, especially Gen Z, are gravitating towards spaces where they can participate, remix, and respond rather than simply watch. According to Deloitte's 2025 Digital Media Trends Survey, more than half of Gen Z respondents say any social media content feels more relative to them than traditional TV shows and movies. The research also points to the growing popularity of indie creators and a change in consumer expectations around quality. Content doesn't always have to be polished to be extremely popular, as some of the most watched feeds on YouTube and TikTok prove. I'm a little worried that they're kind of missing the point. Like, maybe they're using this as an excuse to produce lesser quality content, or even just kind of throw out slop that they don't have to put too much effort into. Because the thing about YouTube and TikTok, that was supposed to be like you personally sitting in your room or making videos, whether it's making a video essay or lip syncing to a song or something, or dancing. And these were intended to be low budget because they were just individual people. This is not content produced by a big company with a very high amount of resources and talent to actually make quality content. That was the appeal of YouTube and other social media platforms. But now it kind of feels like, hey, why should we put so much time and effort into making this content when we can do it for a fraction of the price and get just as much in way of rewards? And I personally take issue with that. So the article winds down by saying, at the same time, despite ongoing litigation, entertainment corporations are starting to get comfortable with the idea of licensing content to AI companies. Again, I'm not sure if that's going to work out for them the way they think it will. One of the most high profile in recent weeks is the licensing partnership between Universal Music Group and an AI music creation platform, Udio. It shows that the AI companies can work with the creative community to come up with models that work for both of them. Copyright Alliance CEO Keith Kupferschmid told NPR regarding this particular deal. And I think we're going to start seeing more and more deals come through because they realize they can do this and do it the right way. So yeah, I really question if it's really true that it'll be good for both parties. I really think this is mostly just going to be good for the AI company and also the major corporation. This is probably just a way to cut costs and a way to maximize profits and a way to not actually hire talent and instead outsource it to just regular everyday people, while also not compensating them properly for any work they do, because they're basically going to try to convince people that this is just fun entertainment rather than actually doing work for the company. And I don't like it. I really don't like it. In other AI related news, we basically have the opposite end of the spectrum, where the Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey is bringing back the old Vine app. However, unlike Disney, he is completely shutting down AI and refuses to allow it on the new platform, basically standing on principles. If I recall correctly, Twitter actually bought Vine back in the day, but ended up shutting it down. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Maybe they mismanaged things, but I guess they're bringing it back as some kind of redemption story. So it might be interesting to see how Vine does in the current day. It was shut down almost 10 years ago, so I'm definitely curious. But this article is called Vine is Back, Sort of. New app shuts out AI as thousands of old videos return. Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey helped reincarnate Vine, the late beloved 6-second video app. Yeah, in case you're not familiar with Vine, you could only post videos that were 6 seconds long. It was kind of like TikTok before TikTok. So the article starts with, before TikTok, 6-second video app Vine was the king of short videos. Now Vine may be looking to take back its crown. Nearly 9 years after the beloved app was shut down by its parent company Twitter, so like I was saying, it was a weird situation there, a new and strikingly similar app has arrived, and it is hoping to successfully ban the one thing that everyone hates on social media, AI slop. The brand new app, called Divine, was founded by Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey and created by early Twitter employee Evan Henshaw Plath, also known as Rabble. It will feature more than 100,000 archived Vine videos, according to press release shared with CNET, and users will also be able to create new content, that is, unless they are planning to use generative AI to do so. So it is cool they're bringing back all those old videos, I wasn't aware of that. But also I do think it's good to see big companies standing against AI-produced content too. It goes on to say, with AI-produced content fast becoming indistinguishable from regular content, AI slop has been flooding centralized mainstream social media platforms with the requirements to tag AI content being largely ignored or enforced. The press release said, Divine, which flags suspected Gen AI content and prevents it from being posted, has been designed to bring back the old days of real content made by real people. Yeah, I think it's great to have content made by just regular everyday people, even with limited budgets and resources. In addition to bringing back the 6-second video loops, Henshaw Plath specifically underscored that he wants Divine to provide real human connection without AI or ad-based algorithms. I want to show people that we don't need to settle for this dystopia, he said in the press release, later adding, with apps like Divine, we can see the alternative. I really hope it works out for them. I think that it's nice to see a big company standing against AI like this. Henshaw Plath had previously spoken out about the changes he'd like to see in the digital age. In July, he published a Medium post titled We Deserve Better, a new social media bill of rights, which outlined his vision with new social media apps. The path forward begins with understanding that we are not passive consumers of social media, we are active participants in shaping its future, he wrote. So I guess that's what Disney was talking about, just taking completely opposite stands. Dorsey funded Divine through his nonprofit and other stuff. In the release, Dorsey said that he created his nonprofit to allow creative engineers like Henshaw Plath to show what's possible in this new world by using permissionless protocols which can't be shut down based on a whim of the corporate owner. That's been another major issue. So again, it's really good to see stuff like this being addressed. The Divine app is currently in beta testing and can be downloaded on iOS and Android now. So it's still not officially released yet, but I never used Divine personally. I would just watch funny compilations on YouTube. But I'm definitely interested in seeing where this goes, and I hope that it does work out for them. But only time will tell, especially with AI seeming like it's more and more inevitable. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's my take on all of this. What do you guys think? Do you think Disney is onto something with the AI thing, or do you think that they're just kind of outsourcing their own work that they should be doing themselves? What do you think about Vine possibly returning? What do you think about Vine coming back and their hard stance on AI? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Before I go, I want to give a shout out to our members: Tyrant Carnivore, Shiny Orc Boy, Depth Charge Media, Samaru163, Gabby Hime, Verdant Range, JVR, Equestron, Norman Sweet Cream, Way Beyond Coincidence, Hunter Rose, 80s Nostalgia Guy, Felix Spam, J Draws, Meowsers, Sky, Philip, Isaac Martinez, Garcia XV Legend, Tobias Weller, Bandito Bane, Mac B909, Takari the Professor, Omni Fair, J Cavalry, Strider Exile, Phil C, Killer Bomb, Slawa Saporiguez, Entwine Boot 301, Frankie Camarillo, Crimson Phantom, Jin the Goblin, Daunter, G-Rock, Lucas Geist, Papa Hud 69, The Gengar King, and Snoopy Von Snoops. Thank you all so much for the support, and if you would like to become a member, you can hit the join button next to the subscribe button. We also have Buy Me Coffee if you want to support us that way. And if you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and that part's free. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.